Welcome everyone who's joining us today from around the world. We have a great interview. We have Kenzie O'Connell with us, who's a Instagram sensation, golfer, and model. Welcome, Kenzie. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm so excited.
So I know right away one of the things you really want to talk about is the new LGPA dress code. So why don't you just jump right in? What were your thoughts when the rules were released? What do you think about the whole thing? What do you think about the backlash?
I like that everybody is kind of putting in their 2 cents of what they feel and what they think because everybody obviously has their own opinion on it. And I like that, some people are okay with it. And I think that's great. I think that I'm not 100% okay with it just because I think that the game itself is changing. And I think that along with the changes in the sport, I think that the dress code is one of those things that should somewhat not change, but just grow with the fact that the sport is kind of taking a new direction. And that's okay. I also believe that, if we went to, I don't know, say like volleyball for an instance, and they move a lot. I'm not saying, in golf you're running around and trying to dive for the ball or anything by all means, but we do need to be a little bit more flexible, and especially women are a little bit more flexible, and they have they get around the ball a little bit differently, I think. And um, Nike's coming out with a really breathable, flexible, different kind of gear, and it'd be like going to volleyball, like I said, and saying, "Hey, we need you to wear longer shorts, or we need you to, change this up." And it's just kind of like taking away how your individuality and how to dress. And I agree that you definitely need to be respectful in how you dress and how you do things, but I don't fully agree on just saying, or wording it the way it was worded and different stuff like that. Um,
Well, there have been some claims made, some speculation that these new rules were specifically crafted in response to certain women. I know Paige Spiranak has spoken out about it. She thought that this was targeted specifically towards her, and some have speculated this is targeted at this idea that you have these female golfers on social media, which is really prevalent now, not so much even as much as 3 or 4 years ago. Do you believe that this social media aspect and how popular female golfers have gotten on social media has played a role in all where people are like, we don't want women in these uniforms anymore on social media and things like that? Do you think that was in play at all?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it probably definitely had some kind of role in it, but I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that it didn't help at all. But again, I mean, I'm not playing on the LPGA, so I don't think that it should affect anybody that is playing on the LPGA. I mean, I'm not going. I mean, yeah, I do go to really nice golf courses, but I never disrespect the dress code when I'm at a private course, or I'm even at a public course. I always dress very appropriate where I'm at and what I'm doing. And when I'm not at a nice golf course, when I'm representing the sport anywhere else. And as I said in the email, when you're going to represent the sport at a after party or anything like that, you're supposed to represent what you're doing, and I always have done that. So I don't feel like what they're trying to say or what they're trying to do is necessary, uh, because I feel like everybody in the sport, as far as what I can see, and there are some people that have obviously taken it to another level, and because of some of the tension that you do get and what you can get from dressing a certain way, they have taken it to a level of too much, and that's fine. I mean, that's their choice, and maybe that's something that they feel like they're going to get or go far in life by doing so. But I mean, that's their way of going about whatever they want to do. But I don't feel like you should limit everybody else because that's what they want to do.
Right. They
Um,
took a very cookie cutter approach. There's no question about that. Now, everyone who has read anything we've ever written about you or quickly Googles your name can find out really fast that you have a massive following on social media. I think it's a little bit under 100,000 on Instagram. What's it like to be a young woman and so popular on social media in today's day and age?
Um, I don't know. It's funny because I don't even see myself as being really all that popular. I just work really hard every day, and I come from a really small town, so I have those small town morals and values, and I was raised by some family that my mom and my dad have always, made sure that I stay very humble and grateful for everything. And I work really hard at what I do. So, and oh my gosh, I played golf since I was 5. So it's something, and golf is a very humbling sport. So it's not one of those sports you can get too big headed with anything, because it'll break you right back down pretty quickly.
So, I mean, I guess, have you ever had instances, I mean, especially again with tens of thousands of followers, you're almost at the 6-figure mark. Do people ever slide into your DMs? That's a common term. Do they say weird things to you? Like, do you ever have those really strange interactions where it's like, hey, you're crossing the line just because I'm popular on Instagram doesn't mean that you can just, say weird or strange things. Does that ever happen to you? Because it certainly happens with a lot of well-known women on social media.
Yeah, I think people don't really see you as a person once you get to a certain point sometimes. I think they see you as more of just a image, or as, I don't know, almost like fake or something like that. I'm not really sure what people see you as, but they don't see you ever saying their message, but we do. And it does get hard, but I see it more as a compliment, as like, well, you're taking time out of your day to message me or leave that long of a note, whether it's a negative or a positive comment. Even the negative ones, I'm just looking at as you want me to look at it, or you want me to pay attention, and you took that long of a period of your life to write something, negative to me. So you obviously, want to take that time. I don't know. I just see everything as a positive. I always take it as a positive. I never take it as a negative. And that's what you have to do. You can't let it bother you. And if you do let it bother you, then you can't be in this line of a business. So.
Right. So again, with how popular you are, and I often ask this, I ask this of a well-known woman in the UFC and a couple other people that we've done interviews with. Is it intimidating when a guy your age, maybe you're out at a bar or whatever, maybe he knows who you are, when guys approach you, if they do in that setting, are they pretty intimidated, pretty shy because they know, look, here's Kenzie O'Connell, or here's X person on Instagram, she has a large following? Or, I mean, do they usually approach you with a ton of confidence and they just let it roll right off their shoulders and they're not intimidated at all?
Yeah, it's been up and down. It's hard for me to say because I'm so like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, everyone's so intimidated, but sometimes they get kind of intimidated, I think. But it's one of those things you just kind of like, I talk to everybody and try to make sure that they don't, I'm still human. Like, yeah, everyone's human, everyone has flaws. And like, I've always said, everyone has problems, and I look perfect, or I try to make sure everything looks hunky-dory and happy every single day on my social media, because no one wants to follow someone that doesn't look like they're having a perfect life every day. So, I mean, but everyone has problems and issues and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm still human. So yeah, everyone maybe get a little intimidated, but as long as you bring yourself back to earth and humanize yourself, people don't get as intimidated, I think. So.
Well, and I think you're being, that's an authenticity that often I don't think what you just admitted, hey, we're all human, we have good days, we have bad days, we try to be as real as we can. I think certainly in our generation, that's something that sometimes gets lost in the wind, where people believe, you're not a person because you're popular on social media,
yeah.
Or it's just, all this facade. But I think that's a very good point you made. Now, last question, and this is one for all the golf fans out there. If you could only play one course that you've already played, and you can only play it for the rest of your life, that's where you got to golf, and
man.
That's it. What course are you choosing and why?
That is a really hard question. A course I've already played.
You've already played. What's your favorite, and you got to play it forever if you pick it?
Okay, so there's a course in Hawaii, and it's called Ko'olahu. It's a really hard course. I played it one time when I was really young. I was flying back from Australia, and it is amazing. It's just so, so pretty, and I would probably play that. And why? Just because it would challenge my game every single day. There would never be the same shot twice, and obviously it's Hawaii. I mean, you can't beat it. So the scenery is great. Everything. I can't spell it for you, though, so don't even ask me.
Well, Kenzie, I'd like to thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule to join us here and talk about a variety of fun things. For everyone out there watching the interview who would like to follow Kenzie, if you're not already on social media, she can be found with her incredible Instagram page. Kenzie, why don't you tell the people how to spell the handle? Is it just Kenzie O'Connell?
Yeah, well, it's Kenzie so Kenzie period O'Connell. So it's Kenzie and then period OCONNELL.
And trust me, if you're a fan of golf, trick shots, the occasional swimsuit photo, she covers it's a very diversified Instagram account.
It is a variety.
Well worth checking out. Well, thanks again, Kenzie. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.